All right, so with my web page, I decided to go with Wix. I wanted to do something that was kind of just very minimalist. I didn't want anything too flashy or anything like that. I think that better represents me as an artist, anyways. But I wanted it to have some form of professionalism, so I didn't want it. I adjusted a few things graphics wise to kind of tone it down just a little bit. As far as the vibe, I'm really trying to kind of have more of a gritty, surreal kind of vibe because that's really what I'm trying to portray in my writing. So I stuck with the black, kind of like a nighttime kind of vibe. Um, I really didn't want to showcase much more than just the writing because, frankly, my resume isn't rather lackadaisical in regards to having anything on it that shows people that I should be writing for them. Mostly my work history is in the restaurant business. I did include my resume, but there's really nothing in there that shows potential employers that I can write well. And that's really more or less what I'm interested in. It does show that I stay around, which I believe is important, so I did include that. And of course, it shows my education, going to community college, and then going to university. But anyway, let me give you a quick display. So I decided to put my portfolio on the front page because, as I said, that's mostly what I'm interested in sharing. I'm, get out of the way. I do, like I said, have the resume, but it's just work as a delivery driver and a server, and I didn't want to go like I've been working far longer than that, but I didn't want to just continue on with a list of all these places I've worked at that have nothing to do with me writing. So I just gave a little snippet and included that I am a bachelor's degree in English, demonstrating strong communication skills. I think that's the important part that I'm trying to grab from this resume, and the fact that I'm flexible and can work within my schedule in regards to working and being in school at the same time. Uh, then there's the blog post, and yes, like I said, the portfolios, I couldn't figure out a way to put them in to a portfolio tab. It was only allowing me to add images and videos. So I decided to just put it on the front page because really, this is what I'm all about. I'm not really about my resume. I'm not really as much about the blogs. More than anything, I'm focused on my portfolio. And right now, I do want to make it a little bit more presentable because obviously just the Word docs aren't the most aesthetically pleasing thing, but they are the most efficient way I've found to directly source my work. Uh, and other than that, I have these couple of articles with the blogs. These pictures are AI generated that Wix created for me based on the vibe and words that I used to describe what I was trying to achieve. But frankly, I'm not a big fan of AI writing. It comes off very stiff and stilted. But when it comes to art, there are some good AI art. And in this case, I think this AI art represents the tone, what I'm trying to do, so I didn't bother scavenging through the internet looking for an applicable picture when AI seems to have done a relatively good job in this case. So I thought that these pictures worked well with the whole vibe I'm trying to put down onto this website. And then I have a little, a little graphic dazzled up a little bit and a short, excuse me, a short background of me as a writer that's dangling right above the pretty sky. And then I have, like I think I've mentioned in some of my blog posts, I'm not active whatsoever on social media. I actually had to dig this account up and figure out what the password was to add it so I could have some connection to social media because obviously that is the idea of the class. And regardless of my use in social media, I think the idea is writing through social media. And it is very important to understand every way of writing, even if it's not something you particularly fond of or familiar with. So that's what I try to accomplish in my blog posts and my connections to stuff like this and these pictures and what have you. I think that pretty much covers it. This picture isn't the most flattering of me, but it is the only one I could achieve with my camera because I don't have a very good camera. So the resolution is very poor and the lighting is the best that I could accomplish with the tools that I had available. Anyways, I think that just about sums up everything. I hope you enjoyed my website. Thank you.